Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Scottish Summit 2021. Hope you are having a great day as we have been having great sessions from awesome speakers throughout the day. My session is related to SharePoint and I will be giving an overview of SharePoint Starter Kit V2. If you have not heard about this before, I think you will definitely learn something new and awesome. And if you have already, I'm hoping you will gain more insights on this. So before we proceed further, I would like to thank all our sponsors, ScriptRunner, the #1 PowerShell management, DQ Global, Proximo 3, RedSpire, Agilicis, and Hitachi Solutions. Without their contribution, this could not have been possible. So a great thank you to having sponsored this Scottish Summit 2021 event. A bit more about me. I work as a director consulting expert in CGI Sweden. I'm very active on Twitter and LinkedIn, so feel free to connect with me there also. I run a blog called syncventures.com and also a YouTube channel called Sync Ventures Let's Talk Microsoft 365. My expertise in mostly area of are in area of SharePoint, Power Apps, Power Automate, Teams, OneDrive, and different other collaboration solutions. I like to develop solutions, also architect solutions around Microsoft 365 area. So yeah, that was a bit about me. So let's get started with our session. SharePoint Starter Kit V2. So SharePoint Starter Kit V2 is an open source project which you can find on GitHub. And this has been developed by best people in this area, that is including MVPs and Microsoft employees. So what it is? A comprehensive solution package showcasing packaging, solution deployment, and provisioning. It has also a bunch of SPFX web parts, an extension to inspire, guide developers, and also business users. So basically, you can learn a lot from this, how to develop portals, SPFX web parts. It also uses Graph API to call SharePoint Online data. So you can also understand how to get data from SharePoint using Graph API. Why you should bother to look at this? This has been, as I said before, this has been created by best people in the field. It means that you can learn or create your own ways to package solutions, provisioning mechanism, coding guideline standards. You can also learn how to build modern web parts, modern portals, web parts, and the some SPFX web parts also works in SharePoint 2019, which was not the case in the past when the SharePoint Starter Kit V1 was released. So I will show you a bit more about this also later in the session, how you can make it work in SharePoint 2019. So how you can get started with this? Basically, you have to go to GitHub, download the source code, and the sorted path that you can run few commands and then it will start working. But there are some prerequisites before you get started. The first is that you should be a tenant admin. So if you're not a tenant admin, you will not be able to do this. So if you do not have if you are not a tenant admin in your organization, you can of course have a developer account and you can be tenant admin there, and then you utilize this and showcase it to everyone if you want to do that. The other requirement is that it should be that your tenant should be set as targeted release. It should have an app catalog and you should have a PnP PowerShell. It's very important that if you don't have an app catalog and you should create the app catalog before using the starter kit, you wait for some time, probably a day, otherwise it might fail. If you are not sure if your tenant is set as target release or not, I am going to show you a bit and also how to install PnP PowerShell. So I will go to our browser. So this is the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and basically you will have on the left navigation, home, users, and everything. In the settings, you go and click on organization settings, and then you go to organization profile, and then you click on release preferences. And you can see I have set target release for everyone here. So this is the option through which you can set target release for everyone in organization. And I would suggest that if you are going to deploy SharePoint Starter Kit V2, please use a developer account tenant in the beginning and do not deploy in the production, because it also installs a lot of extensions, themes, and everything which might not be applicable to your organization. So just have an understanding how this works, and then you can pick and choose or modify on your own and then deploy it on your environment. So make sure you do that. And in the app catalog, you can access it from your SharePoint Administration Center. So to access it, you can actually go from here, Admin Centers, SharePoint. And from here, if you want to access app catalog, you go to more features and you say apps open. If you don't have an app catalog, it will ask you to create one, and then you will be able to create one from there. So I already have an app catalog, so it won't ask me, and it will automatically get to the app catalog, and you click on apps for SharePoint. And here where you will be able to, when you run the starter kit, it will install all kind of packages, which I will show you a bit later also. So I'll go to the presentation mode again. So once you have done, you have downloaded the starter kit from GitHub. What you need to do is you need to connect to PnP PowerShell and go to the provisioning folder and run a simple command, apply PnP template path starterkit.pnp, and this will start the process. So I will show you again from the browser the GitHub location. So this is the GitHub location for SP Starter Kit, and you can actually, if you use GitHub, then of course you can clone it. Otherwise, you can download the zip and make it also work. Once that is done, you go to that particular folder, and then you will be able to run this command which I told you about. And you need to connect to PnP PnP. You need to use connect PnP online from the PnP PowerShell to connect to the tenant, and then go to the provisioning folder and use apply PnP template. If you encounter any issues, you can also go to GitHub here and look for similar issues if somebody else has encountered, or you can always log a new issue from here, and then people will be able to respond to your issues. When I install this, I actually got an issue, and I can explain it from my blog actually. So what I was getting, that I was getting an exception on the invoking endpoint, and the error message was simply like exception while invoking endpoint this. So if you get this, the best is that at that time, at least I think 6 months back, I had to remove the earlier version of SharePoint PnP PowerShell online and install this particular version. But what I have understood that now in the later version, these issues have been resolved. So it should be a straightforward for you. And at that time, I had to connect to the tenant admin and then to the tenant instead of just connecting to the PnP online directly. So make sure you remember that if you encounter similar issues. And then of course, as I said, you can run apply PnP template path starterkit.pnp. So I have a video, because if I do it now, it will take a lot of time. It takes around 20 or 30 minutes to apply the complete package to your tenant. So I have a video which shows what happens generally. So you can see that I am in the folder provisioning, and then I ran this command, and then I ran this command apply PnP template. So once you do that, it will start, applying templates to the tenants and different other solutions, And if you do it few more times, like if it failed for first time in between, or you're trying to do it again, if the solutions have been installed before, that is the web parts have been installed before, then it will not install it again and it will skip it. And then it will start creating different sites, pages, and once it is done, it should give you a message like this, that these 3 sites have been created. So basically, as part of this package, you get 3 demo sites, which is called Contoso Electronics, Human Resources, Marketing, and these sites can be renamed according to you if you want. I'm going to show you how you can do that later in the today's session. So let's go back to our slides now. I can move a bit myself, I think. So as I said, what you get is 3 site collections, a demo portal, a demo HR team site, a marketing site. And it also has 16 custom web parts and 4 extensions, which I'll be also showcasing you today. So you can imagine as a package in this, you learn how to package a solution, how to deploy sites, how to deploy custom web parts, extension, and also you have the source code available with you, which I'll be also showing in this session. So let's go to the next slide. So let's have the demo for the 3 sites which I said that it was created as part of this solution. So those sites are already created and I can show you from here. So this is the main site which has been created. So I can move again to my right so you can see more. Yeah. So this is the site which is created as part of the solution. And you can see that the home page is customized. You have this image thing which can also be act as a news. And you have different sections here. It has a weather web part, also a time web part where you can show different times. Like I have shown you can configure it to show time at your offices. It also shows email for yourself, that is the user who is logged in, upcoming meetings, your tasks, news. You can also add news from here, company events. So you can say that this site has been customized and also showcased. So this can be used as a demo for your client or to your business users. Also, you can also see we have my recent sites. It has the footer like this, and this can also be edited from here. So all this is part of the solution which I showed you that you can download from the GitHub, and with a very simple command you can install it. And you can imagine if you since the source code is available, you can make a copy out of this and create a different solutions for yourself, right? So I can show you more now. If you go to, so it has 2 menus. On the top you can see personal, organization, department, human resource. So as I said, there are two team sites created for human resources here. So this is not much but a basic team site, but you can understand that this has been also created from the package, and similarly the marketing site is also there, right? So let's see. I don't think it's a problem from the package, something with my account, I think. And let's go back to organization. And you can here see all the like internet portal, travel instruction, financials. So all this has been already there, So I will like to show you a bit of information from the back. So site contents. So this is the place where you can actually see what things have been there. So you can see different extensions have been created, and there is an alert mechanism also, which I can show you. So if you go to alerts and add a new, don't miss Scottish Summit 2021 urgent, start date time, yeah, now and till tomorrow. You can also enter a URL like which you need, but I'm gonna just save this one. And now if you go to Controls Electronics, you should be able to, no, sorry for that. Let's go back, and I think I got the date wrong actually. So I need to change the date again. So basically this is an alert mechanism which will be shown, on the top of the site. So this is useful for an organization, to showcase the information. Yeah. Yeah. So now you can see don't miss Scottish Summit 2021. So it shows up on the top, and this can be customized as you have the source code. You can bring red color or whatever themes you have for organizations. So all those things. There's another section called personal here, in which this is a kind of a me page creation, like where you can see your upcoming meetings, your contacts, your task, which sites you're following, your emails, different documents which you have access, and also recent sites you have visited, and also a people directory. So if you go to here, you will see my name, because this is a test tenant, so it doesn't have a lot of users, but you can see here myself at least. So this is the me page creation which I explained you, and this is also part of the solution. You can add more web parts here or customize as you need. So let's go back to organization again, and I want to show you more from the back also. And here we have footer links configured as I showed you from in the beginning, and here you can also customize. So all this is not hard coded, but basically the information is actually coming from different lists, and it can be configured to have different informations altogether also. So as you can see that this is pretty flexible, and this solution can be customized according to your needs, what you want to showcase to the users. And this navigation, you can see it has a great navigation to showcase different things. All these are empty right now because this is a dummy site, right? But you can imagine all these pages can be created from the when you want to have the actual site done. So let's go back to our slides now. So the biggest learning for me in this one, and I think all the developer community or the people who work with SharePoint will appreciate this, a provisioning mechanism. So imagine in your tenant you want to have a provisioning mechanism to provision solutions or sites, and so generally in an organization the normal team site or a hub site will not be installed as is. You will have a lot of themings around it, lot of pages, default libraries or list or needs to be created whenever you want to provision a web part or sites, right? So how to deal with that? So this solution which we have here, the starter kit, can actually be used to provision or create a provisioning engine of your own. So what we need to do is that there is a file called starterkit.xml in the folder source templates, and that is what you need to edit. So let's have a look on the source code first, and then I'll come to you what commands you need to run. So I'm using Visual Studio Code here, and hopefully you can see I have made it bigger also. And under the source, you can see under the templates and the source, under the templates, you have starterkit.xml. And this is the XML file which defines what kind of installation will be done, which sites will be created, what pages will be created, what web parts will be added to the pages, what kind of extensions will be used. So I'll be going a bit in this detail. But before that, I want to show you the complete starter kit structure. So you have different assets here created. So you have the document function images. So you saw that a lot of images have been used in this solution, right? So all these are stored here. Similarly, the pictures, and some dummy documentations and different designs, the theme and the JS files. So that was all about assets, and some documentation which you will be able to read from GitHub also. So you can go there and read. And packaging, provisioning mechanism. So these are the different PnP files which are there for provisioning mechanism. But the ones which we are interested is right now is the source starter kit.xml. And if you want to have the source code for each individual web parts, you can actually go to all these 16 web parts, and all of them has been named as React application. So I can make it. So you can see the alert which you saw, and if you want to have source code for that particular solution, you can come to this source and use this React applications alerts, and this is the complete files which you can get, and copy and use it for yourself. So let's go to the starter kit.xml. So let's see, this starter kit.xml is basically used to install the current starter kit in your tenant, as I showed you. But what if you want to change this and make your own? So what you need to do is you can make a copy of this, or you can start editing this also. I would suggest that you can make a copy and then utilize it also. And here you will see the parameters, different parameters here, the name of the site, the URL. So if you want to name your site in instead of Contoso Electronics, you want to name something else, you can utilize this parameters to change it. Localizations information, web API permission. So as I said, it uses Graph API. So it has explained what Graph APIs access are needed. So that is also needs to be here. Then app catalog, and this is where you see all the source path has been given and all these web parts are getting installed. And it also gives you a brief what kind of access is needed. So imagine you are building your provision mechanism. You want to write which apps needs to be installed. What is the syntax to do it? You can just get it from here. Similarly, site scripts. If you want to have site scripts and site design for yourself, and of course you will have it in your organization and you want to do that. So this can also be, and then it says in what sequence the site will be created and what are the different parameters to be used, right? Then the term store. So this solution also create different terms in the metadata service. So make sure if you are installing in your organization directly, make sure you will be able to see the new term store. So that's why I was saying that you should not install it directly on your production and utilize the first a demo tenant or the developer tenant actually. So, but you can learn from this how to install term sets and those kind of things in through the provisioning mechanism. And then the templates also, what templates needed, field reference, group by, different fields which needs to be created, in the list library, and also other templates also. So it has three kind of sites, right? So all this has been also explained here. And different navigations. So you saw there is a structural navigation on the top. There are double navigation on the top also, and all those are also configured here as well. Different content types, how to and then we start with the client side pages. And this is quite important that if you want to have different pages to be created as part of your site provisioning, how to write them, what kind of a layout to be used, how to, so all those can be found here actually in very much detail. And these are very complex, medium complex pages as well, which you can also see how to do that, where to reference the images, all those things. Then we have different canvas controls. Basically, here we are adding different types of web parts in the canvas control of the client side page, and you can also learn how to set them in your pages from here. So all these web parts are getting added, different types of web pages. So I think you understand that why is important to understand this XML file, because this is where the provisioning engine works. So you don't have to worry about what code is needed to run this provisioning and how it is getting installed. If you don't want to get into more details, what you can do is you can utilize this XML, make a different provisioning of your own, and then just use the command which I will explain now from my slide. So as I said, you edit the starter kit.xml and use the below commands to create your own PnP file. Basically, the PnP file is the file which will be used to install the template. And you can imagine, you will remember that in the before I also used a PnP file itself. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to run read PnP template path starterkit.xml or the another starter XML file which you have created, and then save it as PnP template out customer starterkit.pnp. Basically, that's the command you need to create the PnP file, and then you need to connect to your tenant using connect PnP online, and then use the same command as before, apply PnP template path customer start.pnp. Not customer, sorry, customs starterkit.pnp. So you can imagine what we are trying to do here is that we create a starter, we edit the starterkit.xml depending on our needs. We create a PnP file running the command, and then we apply this to the tenant, and this will create different sites, pages, or whatever you wanted from your provisioning mechanism. So the next topic is how to make it work in SharePoint 2019. As I said, in the version 1, there was no support for SharePoint 2019 on-premise version, but in this there has been some kind of a support. I would not say that it's a fully supported, but some kind of a support is there. So the apply PnP template which we use to apply the complete template or the complete starter kit to SharePoint environment is not available in 2019. But what you can do is you can deploy individual apps in 2019 farm and use the apps use the apps in 2019. And the apps which are available are like banner, followed site, links, people directory, site information, tiles, weather, word clock. So these are the out of 16. These many web parts are actually used it can be used in 2019. And how to utilize them is I already showed you the source code, right? So you go to the package and get the package from there, and then you apply it to the app catalog and upload it to the app catalog of your farm. So basically here in the source code, you will find the package here in the source SharePoint, and here in the package you will see react tiles.sp package, right? So this is the package file which you need to take from this folder and upload it to your app catalog. So let's go to the SharePoint 2019. So this is SharePoint 2019 created in Azure virtual machine by me, and I use this for demo and proof of concepts things. If you want to learn how to install SharePoint 2019, there is a blog on my blog site, and you can also go there to learn how to install SharePoint 2019 on Azure virtual machine. And that was pretty straightforward, but I still faced some issues. That's why I chose to write a blog, and you can also learn from there. If you go to 2019, if you have worked in on-premise before, you will know this is how the catalog looks like there. And I have installed a couple of only solutions, not all the solutions, and this actually works in a 2019 site. So if I click on edit here, and you can see I have already the tiles, but maybe I can add like this. And so this tiles web part is a web part created by actually this starter kit, and you can imagine here I can also so this is the one of the web parts which actually works in the SharePoint 2019. So not, as I said, not all of them works, but some of them works actually. So home, add and save, and you can see this comes up. So basically, this is a very simple web part which shows different tiles depending on what links or text you write. So this is available as in 2019, and there are some other solutions. And if you want to utilize other solutions, of course, you can utilize some part of the code and make a copy and modify it to make it work in 2019. As you know, in 2019, the SharePoint framework 1.1.4 works, and of course, in online we have latest versions working there also. Okay, so as I said, it supports 2019, not in the complete way, but in some manner, right? So a summary of what we saw today: package or provision solutions. Basically, you can learn how to package and provision solutions. The second is web parts. You can take inspirations from different web parts we have, and as I said, we have total of 16 web parts and 4 extensions. So that's a great way to learn a lot of things. Great demo sites. So these are already developed, so you don't have to develop it from scratch. It can be used for demo to clients, to meetings with the business users to showcase how beautiful or how good it is, and learn. And I think the most important part from this is that you can actually learn a lot from the Starter Kit V2, and you can learn how to create different web parts, provisioning mechanism, and those kind of things, right? So yeah. References if you would like to know more. So there is an overview of SharePoint Starter Kit on GitHub, and there is a developer Microsoft.com URL also. There was a great session taken from in the PnP virtual conference from Eric Overfield, in which he has explained a very detailed how to make Starter Kit your own. Basically, what I showed you today, it has been gone in very detailed manner. So there is a YouTube link where you can go and see that. And also, I have written a very detailed blog on all the features of Starter Kit if you want to have a look there as well. So you can go there. As I said, you can connect with me if you want to post about this session or the event. Don't forget to use the hashtag Scottish Summit 2021, and you can connect with me on Twitter, LinkedIn, follow my blog singventures.com, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Sing Ventures. Let's talk Microsoft 365. So a big thank you to all of you who have joined my session. A big thank you to all the sponsors. Don't forget that this session will be uploaded to YouTube after 14 days. Hope you like the session. Give feedback to me. How can I improve, or what more things I should include? Or if you like it, please post a message saying that yes, I like it also. So all kind of feedback is welcome. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you like the session. Good. Thank you, and continue with the other sessions in Scottish Summit. Thank you.